Welcome back to I Have Never Stopped Out, and today I'm gonna give you 7 tips that I want you to avoid or I want you to know, because I think those are so important to understand if you want to become successful.
I am awake.
Trading itself as an action is super easy. You just need to click one button. That's it. Whether it's on your phone, whether it's on your computer or laptop or whatever, then you only need to click one button. That's it. So trading itself is really easy. Making money consistently, being profitable is really hard. So the first thing that I want to mention is market is your mirror. What I mean by market is your mirror, we all have different characteristics. Some of us are more greedy, some of us are more patient, some of us are more risk adverse, some of us are okay being, so to say, in a trade for a long time. So market is your mirror. And how you can use this tip is to understand what triggers you, what kind of traumas you have, whether it's from trading or whether it's life before. Maybe you are not used to making money really easily, because in trading sometimes you can make money like this. You click a button and you make 10,000. Now I don't want to get into this guru bullshit, let's make 10,000 a day, whatever. But making money can be really easy in markets. Maybe you have some kind of trauma from your childhood where you were insisted that money requires hard work. So when you make money on the market very easily or really quickly, you feel it's not right. I didn't suffer to make money. So maybe now goes into another example is maybe you are used to suffer to make money, or maybe you are used to suffer to get something good, and you will enter trades preemptively. That's how market will be your mirror. You're okay being wrong in pain. So let's say you have a wide stop loss and you understand you entered too early because you are okay taking that pain in. So market is your mirror of your emotions, and a lot of us think we are trading the price action. No, the price action is trading you. Whether you're really impatient, the market is going to show you that. You enter too early, you're not going to wait for your setup, you lose money before the real setup happens, and then you're already lost in your emotions and you take emotional trades and you don't let winners run. So market is a living organism that will show us who we are. And we need to understand it in order to make money here. Yeah, we need to understand it, what fits our characteristics the most. So that's the introduction, that's the first point. The next point, every trader wears scars, be aware of yours. So every single trader, and if you're gonna say that, oh, it's not me, I never had any traumas in trading, I don't have any scars, well, sorry to say, you are just waiting for disaster to happen. You're waiting for your first scar, and I don't want to scare you away, or I don't want to give you idea that trading has to be painful or you need to take super big losses. No, you can learn from others, and that's why I'm making this video. You can learn from me or any other creator who is showing these kind of lessons. Is every single trader out there has some kind of trauma, and that trauma can be losing account, or having a massive green day and then losing all the profits and even going negative, or losing your funded account after working 2 months on your challenge phase if you're trading the prop firms or funded accounts. Whatever it is, or you exited amazing trade too early and you missed out on big profit. The most painful traumas, at least for me, is losing account. I have blown many accounts, and I'm probably gonna blow more accounts. And I'm talking about funded accounts, but it's gonna happen. Some of those mistakes are really painful. Let's say your rent is in 2 days. You have your rent money in your trading account and you wanna make $500 extra, and you lose that account trying to make that $500. You get emotional, you revenge trade, whatever. Now you're gonna have trauma, you're gonna be in pain, you're gonna ask yourself, why did I do it? How did it all happen? Once the smoke clears out, because we all been in that tunnel vision where something is going really badly and we start ignoring everything else. We are in this frozen state, and I want you to understand what was that mistake, or what was that behavior that happened before your trauma happen, because you need to understand and work on it. You can't, so to say, keep feeding that monster inside of you. We all have different, so to say, monster or characters inside of you, that, or the voices in our head when we enter the trade. But you need to be aware of yours, because if you don't understand, led you to that trauma, then it's gonna happen again. And that brings me to my third point. You will repeat your mistake endless times unless you decide to not feel that pain again. Now this is very personal for me, because one of my trading mistakes, or one of the trading issues that I had was, let me switch the chart. Let's say, for example, and I'm not gonna get into technical, I'm not gonna get into reasons. So let's say I spot this area as a stronger support, and I see that we bounce from here, and I decide to take long from here preemptively without waiting for confirmation. And again, this is not technical understanding why I was entering into this trade, and this is not a real trade. But let's say I'm entering into a long here, and I put my stop loss below this low here. Now what I used to do was, the trade is going against me. I kept either increasing my stop loss, or I was adding to my trades. I was trying to bring average down, because if you enter here, then your average is going down, but you are in with much higher size of position as well. So I was adding to my losers, and oftentimes I either lost a lot more than I initially planned, or as soon as the trade started going up, I exited at break even. So pretty much I risked like 2,000 to make 300, because at that moment the break even one point was so much money, 300, 400, that as soon as it went to break even, I exited the trade. So you see where I'm going with this? I also lost so many accounts because of this mistake, because I kept adding to a loser, because I thought the trade will turn around, it's finally gonna go, and then I'm gonna make money and so on. So I lost my accounts like this. At some point, I felt so much pain from that, because I lost, I don't know, thousands. I was in a position where I blew the account that I was building for weeks or months. And at some point, I even remember this day, I was so mad, I was so frustrated. I lost like 3 funded accounts on the same day that I was building for weeks. The balance was like 5,000, so I lost like 5,000 on each account. They were copy trading, so I lost all 3 accounts at once. I remember it this day so well. I was alone in my house, I was screaming, I was mad, I was even like, I remember my girlfriend was texting me, and I was like, I think I even started a fight with my girlfriend, because I was so lost with my emotions. I was so mad at myself for adding to a loser again and so on. What I realized on that day is I will do this mistake until I am not okay feeling that pain again. That day for me particularly was so painful that I decided that I'm never gonna add to a losing trade again, or if I do, I'm gonna have the same stop loss I initially had, but I'm never gonna lose my account because I added to a loser. That's what I'm saying here. If I didn't decide to not feel that pain again, I would have repeated that mistake over and over again. So whatever it is for you, whatever scar or whatever trauma you are carrying with you on this trading journey, you need to understand your reason. And if you're not changing it before the ultimate painful situation happens, like it happened with me, then it's gonna happen endless times. Even if you trade for 10 years and you never decide to not repeat that mistake or not feel that pain again, you gonna repeat that mistake again. Let's get into the next one. You treat it like a hobby, you get paid like it's hobby. As I said in the beginning of the video, trading is so freaking easy. All you have to do is push this button. But if you treat trading like a hobby, you're gonna get paid like a hobby. More ironically, you're probably not gonna get paid and you're gonna lose money. You need to take this thing so seriously. You need to journal, you need to learn, you need to understand those traumas, the data about yourself, what makes you win, what makes you lose. You need to do different exercises, which I'm gonna cover in the later part of this video. You really need to put that work in. You're not gonna become good in trading if you treat it like a hobby. It's the same. Let's say you like football. I used to love football when I was young. I used to, I think, play football for 8 years or 9 years of my life. And I was really young then, and I used to love football, but I treated still like a hobby. I didn't do extra practice. I only showed up when it was time, and I didn't do any extra exercises. I didn't watch my diet. I didn't watch my food and so on. So it never resulted anything else but a hobby. Yeah, I tried even professional like trials or so on, but it never went anywhere because I didn't work hard and I was young. So maybe it was lack of discipline or lack of really wanting to become professional football player or whatever. But it's the same in trading. If you think you're gonna come in here and it's gonna be like, oh, it's 2 hours of my day, I just press the button, I'm gonna make money for the rest of my life, then no, you need to put those hours in, because one day, yes, you can become that person who puts 2 hours or 1 hour of their day into markets, make money, get out and enjoy your time. I think that's one of the reasons we choose trading. And I want you to remember this. When you're feeling down in trading, when you feel that you don't want to work anymore, think about why you are doing it. It is, for me at least, it's the best job in the world. You can have your time with your family, your loved ones. You can be whenever, wherever, whenever you want to be in the world. You don't have a boss, you don't have a client you are responsible for. You are only responsible for yourself. The market doesn't care if you are, I don't know, radical or conspiracy theorist or influencer or someone who runs the street naked and ruins their reputation. I don't know why the fuck you should do that. But the market doesn't care. And I think that's the freedom that the trading gives you. So please remember this. If you treat it like a hobby, you get paid like it's a hobby. If you avoid risk, you won't make money. And this I have seen so many times. So let's get into real example as well. So let's take the same trade. So let's scale down a little bit on this trade. And let's say we are in the same long. We get much better entry this time. We didn't add to our losers, we entry here based on this confirmation, whatever, not gonna get into technical. Now, let's say our entry is worse and we are in a stop loss. Now, and our stop loss is here, whatever. And you see this market coming so close to your stop loss, but not hitting it. What happens is a lot of people, they exit the trade early. Because let's say your stop loss is $500. Let's say my stop loss here is $500 and here it's minus 350. I see that minus 350 and I exit the trade because I don't want to lose the extra minus 150 or whatever, extra $200, because I want to avoid it. And you need to understand in the markets, if you avoid risk, you won't make money. You need to enter every trade knowing that you are risking losing money. If you move your stop loss to break even too quickly, then you're not gonna make money. And to get a little bit technical, your stop loss, if you get into this previous example, your stop loss should always be where the trade idea is invalidated. You shouldn't put your stop loss based on how much money you're willing to lose, because that's another topic of risk management and risk reward and your win rate. But your stop loss, the only position your stop loss should be position that is where your idea on why you enter the trade is invalidated. Just a little technical addition to this point. Next one, practice being uncomfortable. And this comes along with the previous point. You need to be okay being uncomfortable. In trading, you're gonna feel uncomfortable so much of your trading time that you need to feel comfortable in it. You need to feel that you are still in control of your emotions, that you control what's going on with your emotions and so on. So what I mean by that, again, let's go back into same trade. My own uncomfortable part is when I'm in the stop loss. When trade is not hitting my stop loss limit, but it is inside of it. I see minus. That's the uncomfortable time. And you see a lot of traders will teach you that you should to paper trading, and I agree, paper trading is good to practice execution and timing and your strategy execution and so on, but paper trading will never teach you how to be uncomfortable, because it's fake money, it's not real money that you're playing with. So if you think you're gonna learn being uncomfortable by trading with fake money and seeing a lot of losses, it doesn't do anything, it doesn't help you, it doesn't make you being, so to say, comfortable in uncomfortable situations. What you need to do is, let's give you easiest example, take a cold shower. What happens when you take a cold shower? Your body, the first 5, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, even half a minute, will scream, your nervous system will scream, get me out, it's uncomfortable, it's cold, we're gonna die, blah, blah, blah. That's your, so to say, nervous system saying, get out. Now, if you survive that first 30 seconds, 45 seconds, it's actually going to be quite okay. It's never comfortable, it's never nice. We always want to take hot shower. But if it's cold shower, if you are introverted person and you don't like social situations, then go to cafe and ask someone, hey, what's your favorite thing on the menu? I like your jacket. Have a small chat. And you know, I know it's gonna sound funny that you're gonna be like, but how is this related to trading? As I said, if you treat it like a hobby, you're gonna get paid like a hobby. You need to do things that are related to your character, your characteristics, your personality, which makes you lose or win in trading. And you need to work on these things. Trading is forever lasting character development. If you want to become good trader, you're gonna become a better person as well. You're gonna become more controlled of your emotions and so on. But you really need to embrace practicing being uncomfortable, and you're not gonna do it by trading paper account and losing a lot. This is so important. Let me start off by saying that in trading, you should celebrate, and actually I'm gonna write it down here. You should celebrate losing on a great setup versus celebrating a bad trade. You should celebrate losing a great setup versus celebrating a bad trade that you win. So this is so important. So to give you a real life example again, let's go back to this example. So let's say, again, this is my initial long, my stop loss is here and my profit target is here. And now the market is going against me and I keep increasing my stop loss. And I keep adding position here, which is good add, but it's not the behavior we want. I keep adding here. So what happens is my average will come down and the trade goes my way, I win, and I even celebrate because I make a lot of money. This is the worst thing you can do because I was just lucky when I was adding to my losers. And I'm telling myself that next time when the same situation happens, when my trade is going against me and I'm increasing my stop loss, it's okay to add more to this trade because your unconscious mind is like, but the last time it saved you. So coming back to my point, luck is not repeatable in the markets, and it's so freaking important to understand. If you, feeling that you're missing out on a market movement and you FOMO in and you get paid, but you didn't take your setup, you didn't follow your rules, is it really good trading? Because next time the market is moving and you want to FOMO in and you're going to lose, you're going to be confused. What happened? Okay, you're going to understand that you ignored your rules and so on. But the reason why you did this again was because you got lucky the first time. And the worst thing that you can have as a beginner, or what can happen with the beginner, the worst thing that can happen with the beginner is that they get lucky in the beginning of the markets. I was one of them. I know a lot of my friends who were like this. They got lucky in the beginning of the trading. They won some money, they made some money, and they thought, okay, that's it. I found my thing. I found a way to, retire my parents, to make endless amounts of money just by clicking the button. Of course, me, them, you you're in for those lessons. So it's not really beneficial for you to be lucky in these markets. Of course, I want you to win. I want you to become profitable. Again, my purpose on YouTube is to only help you. My purpose is, I know it sounds so cheesy, but my only purpose on YouTube is to help you become profitable. That's all I freaking want. I don't care about anything else besides capturing my journey for my own good, because when I'm old and I don't have really good memory anymore, I want to have a bunch of videos of me becoming better trader, better person, better mentor. So I want you to keep this in mind. Luck is not repeatable, and you should not celebrate bad trades that ended up winning and you got lucky by market, I don't know, reversing at the last minute like I showed you with adding to a loser. So keep those things in mind. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're ready for so many more technical videos, more psychological videos like this one. But yeah, I wanted to put together something. I had those ideas in my mind. I was like, I need to make this into video because this is gonna help at least one of you who put attention and understood what I said. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Stay never stopped out, protect your capital.